Hey everybody, Aaron Robbins here with Fully Beta and have another MagicaVoxel demonstration tutorial here. It's really any program, it doesn't have to be MagicaVoxel. Any program that will give you a vertex color or will export vertex color in your object. That's what we're talking about today, because we're going to talk about how to take a model that has its color and shadow and light information baked into its vertexes out of any program and then bring that into Unity. Unity doesn't have a default way to do that, and it also can't import .ply files without the addition of a plugin. So we're going to look at all those issues today and basically talk about how we can get an awesomely lit and colored and shadowed model into Unity for display. And we're just going to start in MagicaVoxel because that's the program I like, but you start anywhere you want. Okay, so because Unity does not import .ply files without the use of a asset, we're going to go into Unity by way of Blender. But if your program does output some kind of file that has vertex color already, like Qubicle does this, another voxel editor, Qubicle, will give you a FBX with vertex color baked into it already, and so you could just put that directly in Unity. But MagicaVoxel gives us a .ply, which we can't bring into Unity quite yet. So we're going to go ahead and hit this bake option here at the bottom and get this started. We'll go ahead and hit bake, and then we'll call this fully beta robot _ version 2 bake.ply, and we'll hit save. We're going to replace this because this ain't the first time I've done this. Then we're going to Blender and delete the default cube there. We will go to File, and then we're going to import, and we are going to select the Stanford.ply, and then we're just going to go into the fully beta folder, grab the guy I just exported and hit import PLY there. And that has loaded into Blender, even though it is hidden somewhere up here. We'll go ahead and select the robot there and then hit set origin, geometry to origin, and there is, did I say robot? I've been using the robot a lot, but these are the Haunted Mansion gates, and you can see that there is vertex color on it. No, you can't, because we'll select the material tab, and hey, you still can't see that there's anything on there. Let's go ahead and get rid of this lamp right here. So we'll go ahead and hit X on that, get rid of the lamp. Really quickly, we will just go ahead and select our model. You don't need to do this. If you just want to go straight into Unity from here, you can just go File Export and export your FBX file or whatever you want straight out of here. But just to show you that there is vertex color on this, I'm going to go ahead and create a new shader really quickly here, turn it to shadeless, and turn on vertex color, just to show you that it came out with all that lighting information. Everything's good like that, but you don't need to do that. File, then we're going to go export now, and we're just going to go FBX. We'll just do the main one, but we're going to do selected object only. Did I have it selected? Probably did. Yes, I did. So File, Export, FBX, and then selected object only. We will take this directly into a Unity project here, which I have already set up, but it's just kind of a blank Unity project. There's nothing special about it. We want to definitely go into the assets folder. I don't have any other folders in here that's okay. We'll just call this robot vertex color, because that's the worst name ever. And then we're going to hit export FBX. That's going to go into Unity. We're done with Blender now, so we'll go ahead and close that up, and we will open Unity up. Okay, cool. Our model is now in Unity, and we can go ahead and just drag that up onto the stage here. And it's pretty huge, and it's also pretty dense with polygons, which is actually a problem. Let me talk about that in a second. So on the model tab, I'm just going to adjust the scale factor down to 0.2, hit apply. That will resize the model, and you can see it has a shadow on it, and you're like, oh man, that looks great. But let's go ahead and get rid of the directional light, and now the shadow is gone, because we don't want that shadow. We want the stuff that was baked into our model. So Unity doesn't have a way to do that by default. Also, let me rotate the model here, just so we can see it. Looks like I need to bring it down a little bit here, and we'll bring it forward in our game. There you go. So you can see we'll go into this materials tab here. We have this material.001 that came in from Blender, and we'll just drag that onto the model and see that nothing happens. And if we look over in the inspector with that material selected, we see it is a standard shader, and we want to actually select a standard but vertex color shader, or VC shader, and there isn't one that exists. That's because Unity doesn't have one. So we have a free package that we can use that is great. It was written by Unity forum user Defaxer, who also wrote a game called Inverto, and he also wrote the VoxelWorks plugin, which is a like real-time voxel level editing program for Unity. Check it out on the fully beta website. You can download the Vertex Shader there just for free. He has licensed it for whatever you want to do with it at all. And you can also get a link to the original forum post, and I put a bunch of links to his stuff in there so that you can support him and be awesome in that way. So you just want to download that package, and then we'll go ahead and just open it up. It's really small, and go ahead and it's right there. Unity VC, after you unzip it, it's right there, and all you do with that is we're just going to drag that into Unity. So we'll go ahead and left click on Unity VC.Unity package, drag that in there. You can see Unity is bringing that package in there. So we'll go ahead and hit import, and there we go, all done. And so now when we select the material.001, we just go up here where it says standard, and we select standard vertex color, and you can see now we got all that nice lighting information on there, and you can adjust. There's a few properties you can adjust on this, but you can just adjust the lightness a little bit. You could add back some lights to just sort of brighten it up. You could play with the gamma setting in the MagicaVoxel export to try to brighten the model up a little bit and all that stuff like that. But you're going to have a much larger problem, and that is that this is too many actual vertices to be useful or helpful. Completely, this is fully beta, but this was just an example of basically the shader, of using the shader. You cannot use a model in a game with this many vertices and meshes on it. And when you export out of MagicaVoxel into a .ply file, you don't get an optimized mesh. So you're always going to get this business right there where it's just a ton of stuff. You could, in Blender, try to use the decimate function modifier or something like that. It's probably going to mess up your vertex data. So this is more of a proof of concept. I'm not trying to like, show you something that you can't do, but hopefully also helpful if you're coming out of Qubicle or some other program on how to use that shader. I was just coming out of MagicaVoxel, which right now has the polygon problem. Anyways, thanks for watching. I feel like I let you down there at the end. Being like, hey, check out what you can do. Now you really can't do it. You can. You just probably don't want to do it out of MagicaVoxel right now because of the number of polygons it generates, unless the model's pretty small. This model happens to be pretty dense, so it would work on a pretty simple character or something like that. Anyways, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. More coming your way. That's it. Thanks for watching.